September 12th, action starts to the 2011 World Championships in Istanbul, Turkey. Along with Gary Abbott, Jason Bryant here with you, along with Craig Sesker. We'll be bringing you all the action from Istanbul right now. Talk a couple points each way, each style, as we prepare for the World Championships.
Guys, we'll start with the freestyle competition. And probably the biggest storyline, not only in the U.S., but in the world, is the return of Cael Sanderson after a 7-year absence. And your thoughts on the return of Cael?
Well, everyone's very excited about it, not just the American wrestling fans, but the word's gotten out around the world that Sanderson's coming back. He last competed in Athens in 2004, and those that have seen him compete in the few events that he has competed in here in the U.S. are seeing someone who might actually even be improved from the person that we saw win the gold medal in Athens. So Sanderson's return gives a little spark to the U.S. team, but it also gives him a chance to get a world medal. He never got a gold medal when he was wrestling before at the Worlds. He won a silver in New York. So this gives Cael a chance to add something to his trophy case that he wasn't able to achieve earlier in his career.
Moving to Jordan Burroughs, first-time World Team member. I think he said he was in 8th grade when Cael won his 4th NCAA title. Jordan's done very well internationally, won a tournament in the Ukraine, and definite medal threat for the U.S. Just can Burroughs continue the trend of first-timers doing well at the Worlds?
Well, he says it himself. He's hot right now. You've seen it in his rope climb. He's challenging Obi Blanc. You've seen it in his grudge match with Harry Lester. He is all confidence right now. I mean, it's not just the doubles. Yeah, he's got the shirts that say "Got doubles." He's got more than doubles. And I think the last couple of months since he's made the team, he's really focused on his freestyle skills and not just saying, okay, I got to work on parterre, but really trying to make that double leg not just his bread and butter, but something that's going to score 3 points each time, not just 1 point. Other first-timers, Tion Ware's on the team. Dangerous had been on a World Cup team, has wrestled both styles. Greco kind of helps him with his freestyle, he says. And Nick Simmons just always dangerous. I mean, been to world champ in a spladle. We've got a lot of first-timers here, but I think a lot of eyes are on Burroughs. He's the guy coming out of the next college guy that's coming out making an impact. You know, he could be one of these spark plugs first time through.
United States, obviously struggled last year in Russia. 7 new members on the team. I mean, there is some experience. Tervel Delagnov, Cael Sanderson. How does the U.S. rebound and build momentum going into the Olympic year?
Well, this is very important for them to do it at this tournament right now. Clearly, as the qualifier for the Olympics, the top 6 qualify. The U.S. feels capable of taking that spot in all 7 weight classes in freestyle. And I think getting athletes to qualify through this event will be a big boost for our program. Obviously, we're going to be measured by team placement and the number of medals won, but the athletes that are working together, all the coaches say they've had great training and that they're going to be ready, and I think they've set goals where each and every one of them is looking to become a qualifier for the Olympics right there in Istanbul. So yeah, I think new faces will help, but I also think their preparation is going to be key and that they're going to be ready to do the job.
Looking at the team race, obviously Russia is still the #1 country, had a dominating performance last year on their home mats in Russia. Is there anyone that can challenge the traditional freestyle powerhouse in the Russians?
Well, it's not just their home mats they can do it on. Back in 2007 in Azerbaijan, they put 6 guys in the finals and had 7 medals. They had 6 champs and a third. I mean, they can do it at any mats, but as far as the dominance, Azerbaijan really making a real push. A lot of money behind their program. They're bringing in guys that were maybe 2 and 3 in Russia and said, hey, guess what? Azerbaijan really, and just all styles too, not just freestyle, but Azerbaijan's right there. Iran, right there in the region. They don't have to travel very far. Very powerful freestyle program. But right now, hey, it's the Americans that can stop them, right, Gary?
Hey,
that's the answer. The answer is the Americans.
Yeah, I think our guys think we have a chance.
USA. I want to hear that.
Yeah, we will hear some USA chants. We have a good group going.
And moving to women's freestyle now, the U.S. has a very strong team in women as well. Interesting year because it's the Olympic qualifier in 4 of the weight classes. We'll see 3 other weight classes of non-Olympic weights. How different does that make this tournament?
Well, clearly, we've seen in the rosters prior to the event that a lot of athletes have changed. They've dropped from the non-Olympic weights to the Olympic weights, either gone up in weight or dropped down in weight. So those 4 weight classes, which are Olympic qualifiers, will be highly competitive. You're going to see matches early in the tournament between world medalists. They'll be knocking each other out. This is a real key important match for each and every one in those Olympic weights. So I think it really affects this tournament considerably. And in the United States, we have a chance to qualify 4 different weights. We have talented athletes in all 4, but every other country is bringing real guns to those 4 weight classes. It will affect that tournament, and each and every weight class on the Olympic side is going to be loaded.
Team USA, led by world champion Clarissa Chun, 5th in the 08 Olympics. Elena Pirshkova, great tournament last year to win a silver. Can they reach the finals again?
It's completely possible, and for your American fan, extremely hopeful. Carissa not making the team last year might have been the best thing for her to reignite her Olympic goals and aspirations. Didn't make the team last year, and it has just been dominant this year. I mean, her matches with Alyssa Lampe at the World Team Trials this year were just a complete opposite, 180 of what they were a year before. So I think she's hungry. And with Elena making the finals last year, finally getting to that step, getting that world medal, and doing it to reach the finals, I think that's made her confidence that much more. She's been more focused. The confidence is there. I think she can do it again.
Looking at the international field, Japan obviously very strong again last year, very strong this year. Have maybe the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Saori Yoshida. What does she bring to the table?
Well, she doesn't lose. I mean, every world championship and Olympic games she's wrestled, she's won a gold medal. Actually, every international event she's entered, she won a gold medal. Except for 1 year at the World Cup, she dropped a match to an American, Marcy Van Dusen. So if you look at her 8 world titles, 2 Olympic titles, and the fact that every match she wrestles, she dominates. It's hard to think that anyone has the ability to beat her, but it has happened. So we know here in the United States that one of our athletes has beaten her, even though it wasn't at a world tournament. So people are going to go out there and hope that they'll be the next one to be able to say they beat Yoshida. But 10 gold medals and never lose in other tournaments. She enters as the heaviest favorite in all 3 styles.
She's good.
Talking about the non-Olympic weights, United States, Kelsey Campbell, Adeline Gray, they've both been 5th in this tournament. First time world team member Whitney Condor. How big an opportunity is it for these 3 girls?
Well, with some of the weight classes, for lack of a better term, they're not hollowed out. They're just they're redistributed. So Kelsey's been there. She was 5th in the world last year. Highest returning place winner at the weight. Adeline Gray, year off, coming back from knee surgery, was 5th in 2009 at a weight class that was a lot more populated with big guns. I think those 2 right there have a real good shot at making the finals and bringing home a medal regardless of color. And Whitney Condor, people look at it and say, oh, it's the first time on the team. She's a junior world champ. She's been experienced overseas for years. I mean, yeah, she's young. It's her first world team. But I think all 3 of those athletes at the non-Olympic weights, they've had their second chance to make the team going through the trials process. Condor went down to 48, Adeline down to 63, and Kelsey down to 55. Now they're all back at their natural weight classes, and I think the performance there will show that they're hungry, they're ready, and I think they can all 3 bring home medals.
Moving now to Greco-Roman. The last time we were a year out from the Olympic Games, the United States had one of the best performances in U.S. history, winning the team title in Azerbaijan. 4 members of that team are back: Joe Betterman, Justin Lester, Justin Reese, and Dramil Byers. Can this group do it again?
The only reason I want to see him do it again is so I can see Steve Frazier just go world champs like he did in Azerbaijan.
Hey, these guys think they can do it again.
What is it? It's 7, 5, and 3. Those are the numbers you got to remember. 3 gold medals, 5 total medals, 7 guys qualified for the Olympics. That's Frazier's goal. And you've got a team with half the team's returning. You've got guys that have won medals. Guys like Byers and Ruiz are very experienced. Harry Lester back on the team for the first time since 2009, back down at his natural weight of 66 kilos, if you can call that a natural weight. But in terms of 3, 5, and 7, that's the goal. Team unity. They seem put together right now.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I think they're going to make an impact people may not be expecting.
Harry Lester's won 2 world medals. Can Justin Lester win a world gold?
Man, maybe the name change is going to go from bronze to gold. Clearly, he's one of the greatest athletes in the world, regardless of style. He's won a few medals before. He's got some fire in him. He's never made the Olympics, and he's going to stick it out this quadrennium with that gold. He's joined the Army. That seems to be something that he thinks is helping him to even do better on the world and Olympic stage. So can Lester do well? Yeah. Can he win? Absolutely. Will he? We'll find out when we get there. But he's got a lot of confidence and a lot of abilities, and still is driven by the chance to maybe get that first gold medal.
Looking internationally, 2 of the all-time greats, Lopez of Cuba, who's been virtually unstoppable since '06, '07, and Sorian of Iran. You know, two guys that have just been fixtures at the lightest weight class and the heaviest weight class.
Well, Gary talked about Yoshida being probably the heaviest favorite of all the weights. If there was a 1B and 1C, it might be Sorian and Lopez. Lopez hasn't wrestled in any competition this year, entered for the World Championships. Didn't hurt him last year because he didn't wrestle in anything last year, shows up, wins a World Championship. 4 World Championships, an Olympic Championship, and we share a birthday. So with those things all put together, I mean, you know, Jamil Byers is the best guy to knock him off. And, you know, you talk about Sorian from Iran, 5 World Championships, and interestingly enough, the first time through, Lopez's first Olympics, didn't medal, won it the next time. Sorian's first Olympics, took 5th, and he's won every World Championship other than that. This guy, you want to see dynamic Greco-Roman wrestling, just find this guy. Just watch Sorian, I mean, because he's...
Great video.
Yeah, interestingly enough, in the last issue of the Fila magazine, he was wearing Henry Cejudo's shoes. So, who knows?
Should be fun.
They're good. They're real good.
Guys, the U.S. won the team title in '07, but didn't qualify 3 weight classes. I mean, how critical is this event when you're talking about Olympic qualification?
Oh, well, that's what it's all about. You've got to get in that bronze medal match to make sure your country's qualified. There are a number of qualifiers afterwards, but every athlete in that tournament has a goal of making that top 5. And, you know, Joe Betterman's an example. He was not able to wrestle in the Olympics in the last cycle because he didn't get that weight class qualified, nor did anyone from the United States at 60 kilos. Joe's our man now. He knows what it means to go and not get that opportunity. I sat with him and watched the opening ceremonies. He couldn't participate because he didn't get that weight class qualified. I think that not only Joe, but anyone else who's been through the experience of seeing us not have a full team understands how important it is to get the qualification done now. And, you know, I anticipate that not just our Greco team, but all 3 of our styles, that we're going to see some really good performances because there is a lot of pressure here, but there is an opportunity. It sure saves you a lot more work in the next few events, not having to go and do that just to concentrate on the Olympic Games. So that's the quest, is top 6 in your weight. And, you know, I think that we'll see some pretty good performances from the Americans, knowing that the pressure is on there.
And I might add the Joe Betterman of 2011 is quite a bit better than the Joe Betterman
Absolutely.
4 years ago.
Yeah, he's improved dramatically.
He's ready. Definitely ready
And
now.
I think that he's got the right mindset and the right training to have his best performance.
With that, Craig Sesker, Gary Abbott, myself, Jason Bryant, we'll see you in Istanbul starting September 12th. Tune in on themat.com.